Looking for the next big turn-based RPGs on mobile? In this video, we are checking out 10 upcoming Android and iOS games featuring strategic battles, character collection, and also gacha system. From tactical gameplay to exciting new worlds, these games are definitely worth playing. Top 10 best upcoming turn-based RPG Android gacha games for Android and iOS. We have a new Facebook fans page now. The name is GameMobile HDgraphic. Besides on YouTube, we will give an update on Facebook as well. A lot of amazing top list games will show up every day, so please check this out now. The link on the description and pinned comment. Mushoku Tensei Chronicle of Echoes. This is a new brand 3D turn-based RPG system full of gacha system as the main concept to recruit a new hero. You know, the game was developed by one of the most popular mobile games developer, which is Asobimu company, making the player truly believe if the game will become a F2P friendly and not pay-to-win gacha game, because the main reason is the developer are always making anime games with a fair and balanced game like Toram Online. That's why most of the players are pretty excited about the game's fairness. Just to let you know, it made for mobile and PC, even though it has a dungeon base and not an exploration concept, but the developers are pretty active in representing a storyline through the quest progression full of the characters' voiceover. In battle, we should always stay focused on the party composition with their own function, which is the strongest hero is not enough to create a powerful team lineup. The skill selection is the second thing you should focus on, and pick which skill we should unleash first and wait for the right moment to release the strongest skill then. As the information goes, some of the game's episodes will focus on the originality for the game and not from the main anime series. Fun fact, we'll get 7,500 magic stone and start the selectable 5 stars ticket as the guarantee for the newbie player. Astray Horatio. Finally, the developers show us what the gameplay looks like, and it has 100% a turn-based games concept. With a 3D character design and pretty charming hero's outfit will easily remind us with a blue archive design, but in mature looks and not a chibi design anymore. NC company is pretty good on creating a really interesting graphic. No wonder this company is pretty popular on mobile platform. Will become an ordinary government employee who has a huge task to handle the magician in the Tokyo, which is the game is set in the Japanese country. No wonder the game's voiceover has a Japanese. In the gaming world, magic has become a part of the human being that makes the world seem so advanced in progression. This game is not an open world base, it's just a dungeon base. The developers are focused on the storyline and the character collection and also the progression. From the game's trailer, I have noticed some features like the AP system or the AP gauge for the action, which is the mechanism is quite simple, where every one turn, the character is only able to do one skill, and we should use the AP for making a combo strike. Surely, this action will create a burst potential to deal a multiple strike. Get the best character through the gacha with a different tier list. Hopefully, it will be the best gacha no pay to win game Astray Horatio RPG. Suikoden Starleap. This game is totally no pay to win game because we'll get all 3 main characters of 108 heroes through the main storyline, which is those main heroes is enough to clear the main quest. But wait, we can get an extra hero through the gacha, but it will not change any storyline at all because the gacha character will come from a different game's universe, which is on the other version of the Suikoden series. I really hope all of you understand about it because I know how massive the number of the Suikoden fans all over the world, and I'm one of the biggest fans. The game will come with 2.5 HD pixel art, which is a high quality visual and character design we get. Even the game is delivering a very interesting and deep storyline, but the developer deliver a cozy, easy and relaxing gameplay through the autoplay button. All of the main quests, pathfinding, conversation or dialogue, and also the battle will run automatically. But we need to think on how to manage the formation based on who's the damage dealer, support and healer. Of course, timing is really important to make a great decision based on the skill we have on the action menu. Aster Tataricus is a new brand gacha game with 2 different games genres which are tactical and also turn-based. Will control the main protagonist and he will become the main center of the whole storyline. The best part is all of the characters that we got from the gacha are not only an additional hero, but also they will become the main protagonists that will come deeper into the storyline. But of course, the developer are trying so hard to not let the player re-roll the gacha or summon features and stay focused on the storyline, because most of the main characters can be acquired from the main mission as the journey goes by. Okay, let's see what the gameplay looks like. It has a very unique visual concept because the game combines two different visual art styles, which are the pixel art HD design while we are in the grid and also a 3D character when we are in the battle and combat. The graphics are absolutely magnificent and I think the game is pretty promising. Unfortunately, it's only released in the Japanese area and I didn't find any news about the global version. Hopefully the other developer will take the right for it. Sea of Remnants. NetEase company always has a new innovation that made this company or always become one of the best game developer on mobile platform. They never run out of ideas, always have a new idea to represent what a nice game we should do. Basically, the developer are trying to deliver what a great experience to the player through the exploration mode, adventure, and storyline. No wonder we'll get a tons of cutscene. So we should follow the main storyline to explore the land or even on the ocean by riding a ship. Meeting a different type of NPC to find the new hero to recruit. We should try to make a good relationship or bond between the character to increase the support level. Surprisingly, the game will become no pay to win, because the developer told us if the best hero and also the most powerful hero can be recruited through the main campaign mode, which is the story mode. So we don't have to focus on the gacha at all. The combat mechanism is a turn-based with a strategy dice base. Surely you will be used to it after. Equinox 2436. Does anyone notice about it? Because the game only released the beta testing twice and then it just disappeared, which is I never knew about the update. I really hope the other games publisher will take the games right because it has a pretty charming visual and gameplay. I'm sure the player will love to play it. The main gameplay is a turn-based with a grid system, where the main aspect is the positioning and also we need to lock the target from behind to deal a multiple damage is part of the main strategy to win the game. Every single character will have a different cinematic skill that will make your eyes spoil then, which is one of the best, the attractive part from it. Actually, I love how the atmosphere and also the ambience. It seems the developer are taking the urban supernatural theme because all of the story will set on the night cycle. Our main role is to become a supervisor to lead the keepers or the heroes to defend the world. We need to manage the formation based on the team composition like the role, strategy on the battlefield and also the ability of each hero. Senran Kagura Shinobi Nexus. This game will release officially on mobile and PC and surely it will release on a certain regional first, like on the Japan. Even the developer are only releasing the official trailer, but that's not enough to represent how the game will become. But I have tried to find out the news on the official website, where the main core is to follow the story and we can make a hero's training as the character development should be the main priority to strengthen the hero. In combat we can take the command and create a character bonding. Of course, the combat battle is a turn-based, but the combat mechanism can't be described further. Let's wait for the game to become then. Chasing Kaleido Rider. Wow, this game is absolutely magnificent. The first game trailer has attracted me so much because they always show us how the character is designed, especially if you are a waifu hunter. The game's combat mechanism will use a card-based system where the energy management will become so important. Once you understand how to manage the energy, then we can create a different action like an attribute counter, toughness break, and also grand assault. The best part is we'll fight the monster while we are riding a motorbike as the main vehicle, and surprisingly we are not only rolling for the hero, but also we will rolling for the motorbike as well because it can boost the hero status attribute point. I would love to share if the developer make it have a PT system and the guarantee of the high quality hero will come in the HD pulse, where the other games has 100 pulse as the gacha standard. That makes the game even more exciting to play as a gacha game RPG on mobile. Maya Meltdown. I hope this game will release faster because I can't resist the game's graphic. It just looks so good and magnificent. Even the attention to detail and sharpness level is pretty perfect. The game will represent with a futuristic, robotic and sci-fi design. That's why everything looks so identical to show us what the futuristic ambience look like. With a turn-based combat system, then we can choose a different 3 characters and control the combat to pick a different kind of skill to wipe the entire enemy's mecha. Long range and close range combat are some optional play role we can pick based on the hero's characteristic. I love the cinematic visual is gorgeous. Blade and Soul heroes have a turn-based combat system, where we should pick 5 different heroes into the battlefield, which is not real-time battle. The game's core gameplay is quite simple, like we are playing by a turn, releasing the attack, skill or standby and winning the game. There is front row and also back row. This is the best way to create a huge advantage by understanding the hero's play role. Once you find the synergy between them, then we can trigger for the combo effect and deal an extra damage. But that's not the only mechanic we should learn, because the standby action will give us an advantage because we'll come on the earlier turn in the queue and the ultimate gauge meter will fill up faster. I really hope the developer of NCSoft company will keep updating the game, because we know the fans of the Blade and Soul game series are quite fanatic and a lot. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.